Hello everyone, and thank you for visiting my channel, JC Files. I am JC. This short video will show you, with ample proof, how the media reports without doing any research. We trust them to bring us the truth, yet we find that they carelessly report things they have not researched. And to make it worse, other media outlets follow suit. I am talking about a Wall Street Journal report that Jorge Ramos of Univision used in his Fusion segment to argue against a wall at the US-Mexican border and to ridicule Donald Trump and his proposal to build one. In his disquisition, Jorge Ramos cites the Wall Street Journal to tell us that in 2013, 125,000 Mexicans entered the United States versus 147,000 Chinese. Ramos does not say if these are legal, illegal, or both. But the Wall Street Journal does tell it is both. Ramos also mentions that 40% of illegals are not border crossers, but rather visa overstayers. By the way, if you wish to see the Jorge Ramos Fusion videos, I will post a link at the end of this video. Now, since a few days earlier, I had seen Jorge Ramos in different interviews misrepresent the facts of the Donald Trump news conference where he got thrown out, I did not believe his Fusion report. So, because of that, I went on my own fact-hunting mission. What I found is of great interest, and it will open your eyes to how facts are distorted. Here's what I found. Here's that Wall Street Journal article. It is dated May 1st of 2015. On that very same day in San Diego, California, at the Population Association of America conference, Eric Jensen of the Census Bureau presented his findings. This is the origin of the 125,000 Mexicans and 147,000 Chinese. And by the way, that's for both legal and illegal. In his article, also dated May the 1st of 2015, Eric Jensen of the Census Bureau mentions the American Community Survey as the source for his figures. What is the American Community Survey? Well, it's a mandatory, ongoing statistical survey that samples a small percentage of the population every year. And this is what the front may look like. It can be as long as 20 pages, and it resembles a 10-year census form. But now ask yourself, what incentive would illegals have to respond to this survey? Illegals are afraid of their own shadow. Therefore, why would they trust a survey from the same government that would deport them? Once the data is in, it is subject to analysis. Here is the methodology for the U.S. population estimates. If you like, stop the video now so you can read it. Good luck. I wanted access to more information, but the data is suppressed. Then I came across the Casebreaker. It is an article written by Elizabeth Greco back in September 5th of 2013. Now that's 20 months before the Eric Jensen article, which was written May the 1st of this year, 2015. And who is Elizabeth Greco? Well, she is none other than the chief of the United States Census Bureau's foreign-born population branch in the Population Division. In her article, she writes, "While the American Community Survey can tell us a great deal about immigrants, what about immigration? How many foreign-born people enter the United States each year?" Ms. Greco answers her own question and says, "The Census Bureau does not count the number of immigrants entering the United States. Rather, that's the task of the Department of Homeland Security, the principal source of administrative data on immigration. And then she goes on to mention the two questions of the survey, or the two main questions. One, where did you live 1 year ago? Now, one must ask here, what keeps an illegal immigrant from writing a different country other than the one they are from? And then there's the other question, when did you come to live in the United States? So, to get the true numbers, I downloaded the 2013 yearbook of immigration statistics from DHS. This table is going to be the only reliable data for immigration. Here you can see how many immigrants obtain legal immigrant status, that is, lawful permanent residency, or the green card. We will be concerned with the far right column since that's 2013. As you can see, there was almost 1 million. From China, there were 71,798 legal immigrants, and I went ahead and added Hong Kong for a total of 74,024. Now remember, these are only legal immigrants. From Mexico, there were 135,028. Now remember, Jorge Ramos cited 125,000 only, and that was for both legal and illegal. So, that brings us to the million-dollar question. How many overstayed their visas? And how many crossed the southern border illegally? The Department of Homeland Security does not have those figures, but Table 26, which you can see here, does provide non-immigrant admissions. These are I-94 only. For 2013, worldwide, the United States issued 61,052,260 visas. For China, and this includes Hong Kong, 2,098,801 visas were issued. Now you conclude how many from here overstayed their visas. For Mexico, there were 17,980,784, almost 18 million. Now, if we use half a percentage to calculate how many visas were overstayed, that would put Mexico at 90,000 and China at 10,500. But we don't know that. Table 41, the last statistical report in the DHS yearbook, is interesting, and I'll share it with you. It shows the aliens that were removed by criminal status. Now, these can be legal or illegal. These are people that committed crimes. I will deal with 2013 on the right side, but you can stop the video anytime and also look at 2012. Also, I will only touch on the criminal removals. And at this time, since the number 1 appears by the word criminal and it denotes a footnote, I will show you that as well. Okay, so here's a footnote. And the number 1 by the word criminal means that it refers to persons removed who have a prior criminal conviction. And then the note here adds that beginning in 2008, it excludes criminals removed by Customs and Border Protection. So basically what I am understanding here, and you be your own judge, but I am understanding that besides the numbers we are seeing here in this report, there are more arrest and removal. Obviously, if it's custom, most likely it has to be at airports or points of entry. And border protection most likely has to be crossing the border illegally. So there are more numbers. We're not seeing the entire picture here. Here are the numbers for Chinese nationals. 167 were removed by criminal status. For Mexico, the number removed by criminal status were 146,298, just a little under the previous year. Here's another look, and notice the huge difference in the percentages. I want to make very clear that my intent is not to discredit, impugn, or attack the Mexican people. Every country has good people and bad people. Countries are formed by diverse classes of citizens, and Mexico is no exception. All the Mexicans I have met in my life are honest, hardworking people. However, the particular circumstances in Mexico are such that the poor, the less educated, and yes, the criminals, which are ever so present in all societies, are the ones that are mainly migrating to the United States. The majority of the educated, professional, working and business class, and the super rich will stay in their country. And if given a choice, even those that come here would prefer to stay in their country if they could make a decent living. I am an immigrant myself, and I lived firsthand the plight of leaving Cuba back in 1967. My intent is to expose the negligence and dishonesty of the media and of those that hold positions of influence. As we have seen, Jorge Ramos's video is the perfect example of a sophism. That is, an argument or reasoning that while it appears truthful or logical, it is false. Jorge Ramos is a sophist, and he was negligent in researching the facts. Rather than a reporter, in this instance, he was a repeater. He tried to ridicule the idea of a wall that would only stop 60% of those 125,000, which would translate to 75,000 people, since the other 40% come by plane. But the border is not porous only to Mexicans. There are thousands of illegals from other countries that make the journey to and through Mexico to enter the United States, including illegal Chinese immigrants. Now, I don't know if the wall is the answer, but I know one thing: Jorge Ramos needs to spend less time worrying about Donald Trump and spend more time on getting his facts right. Even more important, on telling the truth. Thank you.